Raise your hand if 2020 has not been what you expected. You're not alone, but let's stop here. You're obviously watching this video, which means you probably have your eyesight, or at least you can hear me. You're obviously still breathing, so we have so much to be thankful for. So let's not wait for Thanksgiving. Let's start being grateful for what we already have today, because you have so much that somebody else right now wishes they had what you have. So let's start with that. So in this video, I have many things I want to talk to you about, such as how the pandemic is doing here in Da Nang, how the visa situation has evolved or changed, potentially having to leave Vietnam, which would suck, my health if you haven't heard about that in my previous videos, and lastly, how the presidential order actually is affecting English teachers on the online, and how you could potentially join me in a new venture. So if your income has been affected at all in the last few months, or you're just interested in teaching English online, I have something great for you. So stay till the end of this video. So if you've been following my videos up to this point, you know that last week all foreigners here in Da Nang, Vietnam had to get tested. So we all went there. If you want to check out the video, I have the whole thing, the whole process, I have it documented. So if you want to see how it is, very interesting experience. But so we got tested, and a lot of people a few days later were asking, hey, so how did it turn out? What are the results? So basically, long story short, is we got tested, and the process, it takes about two or 3 days for them to get the results back, I believe. And so we turned out to be negative, all right? Basically, the whole foreigner, and I'm so proud of us, guys, the whole foreigner community here tested negative. All right, so that was great news. So everybody was negative, but the reason why I know that is because after 2 days, they did not come and, you know, escort us to a hospital. Basically, if they told you, if you did not hear from the police, if they didn't come here knocking at your door, then you're fine. And then a few days later, I saw, actually, if I can find the post, I'll put it up here, but a few days later, it was announced that the whole community was actually negative. Now they are still testing, I guess, the local families. Apparently they're doing a little differently. They're testing basically, I think they're getting 1 sample per household. But anyways, there is good news. Not only we foreigners were negative, but Vietnam well, Da Nang at least which was the hot spot here in Vietnam, is actually in a good position now, and to the point where actually today is Friday. I'm filming this today, Friday. I'm gonna post it tonight, my time, on Friday. But tomorrow, Saturday, there's rumors for now that it might be lifted. The lockdown might be lifted. Now, I think they've still found like 1 or 2 cases. But so I don't know if they're actually gonna lift it yet. But I figure within the next 7 days, realistically, it should be lifted, because there's reliable rumors going around, and they just haven't made the official announcement, because that happened in the last lockdown in March. They were scheduled to lift the lockdown on a certain day, and then that day, like on to the hour, they announced that nah, we're just gonna add another week to it. So I don't want to make it an official announcement just yet, but the word is very soon. Within the next 7 days, we should be out of lockdown, which I'm excited about. Which leads to the next point, my health. If you haven't seen that either, I had to go, you know, try to go to the hospital during the whole pandemic, trying to find a doctor for my skin irritation. And if you've seen my last picture, you know, now I look a lot better. All right, so basically now my skin is all back now. It's the only thing left that's still peeling a little bit is my foot. But my whole body, as you can see, the skin tone is not completely back yet. You can see it's not the same, because it's still peeling off. This will come off within the next few weeks, but it's been now almost 6 weeks since I actually started seeing some pimples, and throughout the whole process, it took 6 weeks before I could actually get to this point where I'm good now and I'm ready to go out. So I'm ready for this lockdown to be over too. And for those who have not seen my last video, if you have questions about, you know, treatments and how I paid for everything, which I did go into in the last video, I use a company called Safety Wing for health insurance, for travel insurance, travel health insurance. So I get everything covered from medical bills to you know, flight getting delayed or lost baggage or anything that relates to travel. So you can check out the link in the description. This is the company that I use, and I highly recommend them. It's very affordable, only $40 a month, and the process for making claims is very simple and easy. So many people are paying thousands of dollars for travel health insurance. This company insures you for a good amount. You can check all the details below. I'll put the link in the description. Check it out. It's great. So now let's move on to the next point. So now let's talk about the visa situation, which is not a fun one for me right now, because as a lot of you guys know, I had a year visa. Basically, as an American, I was able to get a year visa to come here, and then I got another one for the second year. But now, because since the pandemic started, I haven't been able to get a whole year visa again. I've had to basically extend my visa every 3 months. Now it's been announced that they are only offering 1-month visas now, and my visa is expiring exactly in about 4 weeks or 3 weeks. So it's at the point where I need to apply for a new visa. But one of our friends actually got their visa denied, so she's gonna have to find somewhere else to go. So I don't know what is going to happen now. So there's a lot of uncertainty around me and Danang right now, because I'm still in a good mood, because it's I'm normally in a good mood. I'm not down a lot of the times at all. As you can see, I'm always cheerful most of the time, no matter what the circumstances. But this is one of them that's really hit me the most, is the possibility of getting mine denied. Now I'm staying positive and hoping for the best, but I don't know why. They didn't tell her exactly why they denied her visa. So now I have to consider the possibility that I don't know if they're starting to just, I don't know. I don't know. That's the whole point. I don't know. So in 3 or 4 weeks, hopefully I don't get the news that mine has been declined and I have to go find somewhere else to go. So yeah, so that's my update right now. I don't know where we stand as far as how long we'll be here. Like I said, I hope to be here for a few years, to be honest. We love it here. We love the people. Yeah, I've been thinking about other places that we would basically be able to go to meanwhile, if we had to leave here. But nowhere really was calling me like the name. I've been here, and you would think I would be tired of it by now, but no, I couldn't think of anywhere else. So we really like just playing around, just looking at other places on YouTube that we could possibly go to wait it out, because we definitely would want to come back as soon as possible. So we've been looking at different locations. So if you guys have any recommendations, because we would like to go to Bali, but Bali's closed for the rest of this year. We would love to go to Thailand. They're closed until the end of this year. So those are the top 2 places here in Southeast Asia that we actually were considering if we had to leave Vietnam, but they're closed for the end of the year until, I guess, the whole pandemic thing is sorted out. So I understand that. But let's just cross our fingers that my visa gets extended so I can get 1 more month, which is not good news, because yeah. But anyways, yeah, let me know if there is any. I mean, I know there's Mexico, there's Costa Rica. My brother has been happy and really trying to get us to come to Costa Rica for a while, but I don't know. We might go there eventually, but we really wanted to stay in Southeast Asia as much as possible. I know there's Mexico, there's a few other places like Honduras, or there are many other places that we could go to, but we don't really want to go there right now, at least. All right, so yeah, so if you have any ideas on where we could go if we really had to leave this place, let me know in the comments, and we'll check it out, check some videos on YouTube and see what it looks like. Do what you guys are doing, and finding my videos, looking. So maybe I'll be finding you some of your videos on YouTube too. So, all right, next point is, now it's really got me thinking about how I could get a business visa or something to stay here more long term. I would love to be able to stay here a longer time. So I'm gonna talk to my visa agent. I use Lynn Visa, which I've talked about in previous videos. But on Facebook you can find her and message her if you have any visa questions. But I'm gonna talk to her and see what are the options, because I really want to be able to stay here a long time. And so I'm gonna see if there's a way, because I can get like a 2-year business visa, what the process would be and how I can do it legally. So yeah, that's where I am at with visas at the moment. And also, to actually get the visa extension, I actually heard that we have to get another test done. All right, another pandemic test done, the one that we really had not a great experience in. If you haven't seen it, check out that video. But if we have to get the extension, the landlord has to set up for us to have another test done, and then once the results are out, then we can actually get considered to be approved or denied. But to apply for another visa extension, we have to get tested again. Yeah. All right, so now let's talk about something a little more serious, because it's affected my income too at this point. So as many of you guys probably already know, I do teach English online too, as part of a few things that I do on the internet. So one of the companies that I actually teach with the most, I'm hired by 2 companies. And one of the companies, for that exact reason, I'm hired by 2 companies just so I could have a safety, something to fall back on if something goes wrong with one. And this is the exact situation I'm talking about. Now, the US has banned TikTok. You probably already know about this. But they're not just banning TikTok, they're banning the company that owns TikTok. All right? So the company that owns TikTok can no longer do business in the US. But the same company that owns TikTok also owns the company GoGoKid that I actually teach the most with. All right? So the government has actually given that company, the company that owns both of those, basically until September 20th or so. And then after September 20th, we American teachers can no longer get paid legally, because it would be basically violating the executive order. All right, so we can no longer do business with that company. And it sucks, because I work with GoGoKid, but because the company that owns GoGoKid is the one that officially pays me as an American teacher, I can no longer accept payments from them after September 20th, as far as we know. All right, they are working on seeing if there's a way to fix this issue, because the government really has an issue with TikTok, not GoGoKid. So they're trying to see how they can actually find a way to separate that and exclude GoGoKid from the whole problem they have with each other. So I don't know, they're working on solutions right now. But there is a big chance that we will no longer be able to, as Americans, not sure about Canadians, but it's an American order, that we might not be able to do business with GoGoKid anymore. And that's the majority of my teaching money. All right, so this has led me to decide to actually start with another, or at least apply to another company, because I don't want to just rely on one. Like I said, I was hired by 2, so now if you take one out, I only have 1 left. All right, now there's a chance I might not have to leave this one, but until I know for sure, I have to protect myself. So I will have to actually apply to another company, all right, which Christina actually works with already, and she's hired by 4 companies. I decided to do 2, but now I am going to apply to a new company, all right? And I'm very excited about this, because they've recently opened up a lot more opportunities. First of all, they pay the most in the industry, I can say that much. You can actually get paid up to $26 per hour with that company. You can, obviously when I say up to, it will be somewhere right under there, and you can work your way up. All right, with other companies, in order to get paid the max, you would have to have probably a teaching degree, like an official teaching degree, which you don't have to have with any of the other companies. But if you have an official teaching degree and you have a lot of years of experience, then you can possibly get paid the max with other companies. But with this one, you start at a certain level. You will not start at 26. But every contract, you will likely get a raise with this one. And you will cap out at 26. So there are people getting paid $26 an hour. It's not just a number that you could reach, but you will never get there. This one is actually possible that you will get a raise every contract if you keep doing well, and it's very realistic that you will get to 26. So that's great. Now you may be wondering, why did I not apply to them earlier if I could get paid more? The reason why is this company actually has 4 kids in the classroom, and you barely see those kids twice, all right? So the company books the students for you, all right? The parents are not choosing you as a teacher. This one, they handle the booking for you. You show up to the classroom, there's gonna be up to 4 students in the classroom. You teach them, you may never see them again. I did like the relationship that I had built with some of the other kids. You know, they had to book me every week. It wasn't like a set schedule every week, but I would get the same students booking me almost every week. So we had a relationship. I knew them and I liked that. So I wasn't really trying to go after the money because I really enjoyed being with those kids in the other companies. Now I'm forced to, so I guess I'll be jumping, I'll be taking the leap. So now I'm gonna tell you how you can actually join me in the process, because today, like I said, is Friday, September 4th, and as of next week I'm going to be applying, and they have a new hiring process. So they've actually, you know, they have a fast hiring process now where you can start teaching within 2 to 4 days. All right, so if you start applying today, within 4 days you could actually be teaching. So I will be doing it. I will be applying. I will be like you right now watching this video. Now if you, because I've been referring a lot of people. I've referred a few hundred people, not all successfully, but I've had a few hundred people sign up under me as a referral. But the amount of people who actually get to the interview and don't follow through and don't just get the interview done was shocking to me. All right, and I think that has to do with belief, or I don't know, some kind of fear. All right, you know how sometimes you want something, you really want it, but the moment it's there in front of you, like it's too good to be true, you just don't follow through. Like when I wanted to move here to Da Nang, you know, everything was ready. I was making money online. We checked all the boxes to come here, and then we hadn't booked the tickets yet. And then one day on January 1st, Christina asked me, "Hey, let's you want to buy the tickets today?" And I said, like, for some reason something hit me, and you know, it wasn't a hell yeah, let's do it. It was more like I was sitting there thinking about it. I'm like, man, like, you've been working for this the whole time. Like, what the hell's holding you back now? You know, everything was ready, so let's just buy the ticket. So I ended up doing it. And bought the tickets, and now I'm here, and it was the best decision I've made in my life. But this exact fear has held a lot of you guys back from following through, because a lot of you guys have applied to teach English online. You get to the interview process and don't follow through. So I will do this with you. I will be applying next week. All right, so next week I'm gonna start the application process. Whether I pass or fail, I will document the process. All right, I will document it and do it with you. All right, and you can join me. I'm gonna tell you exactly how, but you can join me and we will get hired together. All right, so I don't know if I will get hired. All right, you guys are looking at me now, looking at me like I'm already teaching, everything's been done so I can talk about it, but this is a new opportunity. I don't know what it's like. I've never applied for this company. I'm going to do it from scratch with you. So I might pass, I might fail, but you will see it with me, and I'm gonna tell you exactly how. So I'm gonna put a link in the description to apply to that company. Go ahead and fill out the description, fill out the application. Now, once you fill out the application, you'll also see a link to a Facebook group that I've created. I've created a Facebook group. So for a limited time, I don't think this group will be live for a long time, but I'm putting this group just for you guys who are going to be applying with me for the next week or two, who are going to be going through the process as I'm going through it. So once you've created the account, you will join the Facebook group that I've linked down below also. Now, when you click to join the Facebook group, it will ask you to tell me the name, your full name that you've applied to. And when I go into the account and I check and I see that you actually have created your account, I will approve you. So only you guys who are serious about actually getting started. If you're just interested in just looking into it, don't do it. I really want you guys, the people who are actually gonna join the group, to be people who are ready to get this done. So join the group if you're ready to go through it with me. Remember, I said today is September 4th, 2020. So by next week, I'm gonna get started. So if you would like to start with me, go ahead and create your account. The link is in the description. Once you've done so, join the Facebook group and I'll approve you if I can see you in the dashboard. And then we'll get started together. There, I will document my process. This is not going to be a coaching group. There's nothing for me to coach you on, really, all right? Everything is so simple to teach English online, guys. Like I said, you're not a teacher. You're really gonna be like an animator, all right? So you just need to know how to do some body language, like some TPR, you know, like when you want the kid to say something, you tell them, point at your lips, and put your hand behind your ears if you want them to repeat it to you. Those are very simple things. They're not teacher things, all right? It's very easy, anybody can do it. I had no English, like teaching in a classroom experience before I did this. So this is not, like I was saying, this is not gonna be a coaching group. I am not going to be coaching anybody. We are just going to be going through it together and sharing our experiences, and I will videotape and share every step of the way. So I will show you me creating my account, how I fill it out, whatever. I'm gonna show you everything. Me actually doing the interview, I will record myself in the live interview. Whatever I have to do, I will show you exactly, and you can do it at the same time. And then we can share, you know, if somebody has a question, we can all share ideas in the group. So we can really increase the rate of success in that group, all right? So, and also the reason why I say this is not a coaching session, because the company will give you the material that you need to get ready for the interview. So they will tell you everything you need. They have videos, they have training. They basically have a tab that says how to pass. Just have to go through that to actually learn what you need to pass it. And me and you will go through it together. So the material will be provided to you, don't worry. This company is great with communication. In fact, right before I got on here, I actually messaged someone and they replied to me within a few minutes to ask them some questions so I can make sure to give you the right information. Now let's talk about requirements. All right, now unfortunately this is not for everybody. But there's been some big changes lately, and a lot of you guys will be happy to hear. Before, you had to be an American citizen or a Canadian citizen to actually get hired by most of those ESL companies online. But today, that's exactly what I was asking the lady. I asked her, hey, because Christina, like I said, Christina works for that company, and she had somebody sign up from South Africa. And I said, I'm surprised, because before they would not hire anybody from South Africa. You had to be from North America. So, but now, most of you guys will be happy watching this video. If you are from an English-speaking country, they will accept you as long as you have close to a North American accent. All right, so they really want a North American accent, but they will consider anybody now from any English-speaking country. So if you're a native English speaker, you have a good chance now wherever you are in the world. All right, so just make sure you have your proof and documentation to prove it, like a license or passport to prove where you're from and that you can speak native English, and then you're good. So that's great news. Because before, a lot of people told me, oh man, I'm from South Africa, I speak English, or I'm from Australia, but I can't get hired, so I had to refer them to other companies. But now, this company will actually take anybody, as long as you can speak close to a North American accent, you should be okay. Now, next requirement is you will need a bachelor's degree, all right? Or be in pursuit of a bachelor's degree. So if you don't already, a bachelor's degree in any field, all right? It could be in nursing, it could be in gardening, it doesn't matter. They just want you to have that level of education. And if you don't have it yet and you're in the process, so if you are in college or in the process of getting your bachelor's, that's fine. Like I said, they have great communication. You can actually tell them and they will still accept that, as long as you can prove that you're actually in the process of getting your degree. So the next requirement is that you'll need at least 120-hour ESL certification. So you are not going to have to sit and take a 120-hour course, but it's equivalent, all right? So you can actually get this done in a few hours. This is very easy. I have a link in the description. You can get it for $19, probably the cheapest legit certification you can find online right now. I've been recommending this company for a long time. So check in the description, you'll find a link and get that, and because they will require that you have that certification to start teaching with them. And once you've joined the group, I'll give you guys some tips on, if you want, how to get that done faster. But like I said, only a few hours. In one day you can actually go through the whole thing and get your certification. And the last requirement is that you have some teaching experience, all right? Some companies require that you have at least a year of teaching experience. Don't let that one scare you. Any sort of tutoring. Did you help your nephew study in school? Do you have kids? Did you help your kids do homework at home? Any tutoring or anything that you've helped a kid learn counts as experience, all right? So have you assisted someone in learning something new or a new language? You can put that in there. That counts as experience, all right? Don't worry about that. That's probably the one thing you don't have to worry about too much, but you do need some kind of experience teaching somebody something. So if for some reason you still don't meet the requirements here, don't worry. I had done a video in the last lockdown for people who actually were affected but don't have a bachelor's degree or are not in the process. So you can check out that video and you can still find companies, or one company specifically, that does not require that you have a degree. Anyways, on that note, I want to make sure you guys really focus on your mindset throughout this whole thing. I know it's not easy for anyone, and none of us here have been positively affected by the whole thing this year in 2020. It seems like it's only bad news coming out, but I want to encourage you to try to consume less negative news, all right? Because I could feel the difference when I wake up in the morning. If if first thing in the morning I read about some bad news, and then throughout the whole day I'm seeing more bad news, and it seems like that's all that's happening in 2020. Guys, if you really take the time, you'll realize there's so many good things that's happened in your life since 2020 started. Now, I know it's like the popular thing when you get with your friends, like, oh, how bad is 2020? But truthfully, it is really draining your energy and really taking away from the little things that you could be enjoying in life. Like, for example, there are many things I'm sure you can find in your life that happened in 2020 that you're very happy that they happened. For me, this YouTube channel grew from, I don't know, from 1,000 to 9,000 within a matter of 3 months, because I would say mainly of the first wave during the pandemic. That's when I first took the camera out and decided to drive around, and then those videos started doing well, and then I was like, oh, people like this, like lockdown, you know, showing them around the city here. So I went back out again, I started showing around again. Those videos started growing and growing, and since then, because I was stuck at home, I started doing a lot of research. Then I started checking out some books like, James Clear. And James Clear, if you somehow happen to watch this video, thank you, because you've changed my life. But his book, Atomic Habits, you can check it out on YouTube and just watch. But this has changed a lot for me as far as setting goals and achieving goals. So if you want to check out James Clear on YouTube, that will really help you in your goal setting strategy. But because of that, because last year I was posting a video whenever I felt like it. But this year, as you can see, I was actually consistent. And that's, I would say 80% because I've watched that video from James Clear on YouTube. So definitely check out his presentation. He has like a 45-minute presentation, I think. Or yeah, but you'll find some of his videos, look at his stuff. But anyways, that all happened because I was stuck at home. And so, you know, that caused me to actually have something good come out of it, where I could actually spend more time doing videos for you guys. Now this time around I couldn't because I was sick, so I didn't really take advantage of the pandemic or the lockdown like last time. But because of the last lockdown, I was actually able to create more videos, therefore grow the channel. And now, you know, I can talk to you guys and show you a lot more about Da Nang. And now that the lockdown's about to be over, oh man, I'm excited. So if it's really over next week, watch out for the first video where I actually can go outside and actually do some stuff. You know, it sucks because right now today there are some really good waves and I can actually go out and surf again. I have to watch out because my skin thing, I can't go out in the sun just yet. And one thing I want to make sure I don't forget to tell you is that this pandemic has really made me realize how important it is to have good money management strategies. Because I know so many people who were hit so suddenly and they didn't have any money saved whatsoever. And we had, well, especially me right now, having possibly one of my income streams being affected. I want to show you how I manage my money for peace of mind. All right, so in the next few videos, watch out, in the near future I will put out a video on how we manage our money as digital nomads or travelers. All right, so it's gonna show you exactly what we do the moment we get paid, what we do with that money, and how it helps for the future and how we plan for the future, etc. So, all right, I won't hold you any longer. If you guys have been planning your move here, maybe in 2021, and you guys want to see more videos about how I live here in Da Nang, Vietnam, check out this playlist. Those are a bunch of videos about days in my life, so you can see what I do here in one day. So, until next time, create a life worth living.